Monday, I think it's the 12th of August. Had a really good go yesterday and today disbudding. You can see the numbers are racking up, and that last take was probably, I don't know, I think it's about 700. Looks like there's about 1200 buds aiming for either side of the national. They're coming on. Still not confident the Oakwoods are going to make size and win on. Hopefully this sort of bud will make bank holiday. And I did manage to get my numbers on Dahlias. I think it took about 100 buds and quite a few out of this bed. Still one or two giants that are a bit ahead of themselves. There's plenty more behind them, but I reckon I might waste half a dozen flowers. That with 12 days to go, it's probably going to beat it. Some more gold crest, and certainly ones like that will make it. It's just whether they're going to be big enough. Loads of Jill. I think I took 170 yesterday, and I've still got loads in here. I mean, I've hardly took a bud on some plants, but there's so many stems. The Mary's really doing well. I've pretty much secured every stem on Mary's, down to a bud like that, which should see me easy to the national. And this is that early bloom we've been seeing. Still a young bloom, but good colour. No splits yet. Green centre, but it's still got another 4 or 5 days in it. My only fear with that one is over the finished size, but they're doing well. A small ball, bright and soft to gleam. Again, about 100 taken yesterday. Plenty coming forward, and I did get loads out of this row of Skemsdale Jane, which was the second chop down, and about 120, 130 buds secured today. Most of today, other than feeding, has been spent with this bloody lot. The poms, every bud I could get into has been calyxed. I'd already gone through side shooting, but basically everything side shooted again and calyxed, and as you can see there's quite a lot of buds. "52 plants in all, and they've all been done." That was about 5.5 hours of my life I'm not going to get back. I was sort of starting to remember why I grew giants, but that's done. So I took the day off today to get really on top of the plants for the spudding, and the poms, and then hopefully tomorrow I might get a spray on, and then covers go up Wednesday if all goes to plan. Wednesday, I think it's the 16th of August. I should have looked, shouldn't I? Got the date wrong on the last one. Nice sunny day, which is good because it means the plastic warms up for putting the covers up. I'm going to try a couple of different things this year. This cover's not getting covered, not with polythene anyway, but I'm going to cover it with something. Hopefully today I can get the covers up with shade netting on and netting around the sides, all ready to go. Plenty of colour coming on these. Hard to tell, but that flower's getting on for 9 inches at that stage, which is good. I'm hoping something like that might actually make Essex through from Midlands. And there's a first cover up in the air, not easy on your own, so I'll just drag that over and get it fixed up. And I'll show you the progress as we go. This I'm really liking. Didn't have a ring up here, but got a tape measure. That's 4 inches, 100mm, and it's a lovely flare. Probably another 2 days. I'd probably want to cut that in the morning for a show on Friday. If they all come like that, I'll be over the moon, but it's unlikely. As long as there's enough that do, be good. Right, let's crack on. That's the first bit done. Let's get the cover just laying over the top. I've just got it secured on the, I've loosely secured on the 4 corners. And it's a warm day, it's going to be about 25 degrees today. So this is just let them warm up so I can get a good bit of stretch on them when I come to fix them down, I hope. That one's up as well. Again, it's just loose. That's the old bit, lifting them up and over and getting them the right way up. So it says this side, inside. I'm trying to find the writing, but it does say on there somewhere. Right, let's get them screwed on. Right, that's all the covers pretty much up. Well, they are up. Just go around and do some final checks. Could do with a good drop of rain while I'm here, and I can see if there's any issues. But this one, which has got Blight and Soft to Gleam, Skimsdale Jane and the Poms under, worried me not covering it at all, purely for access for the wind, to come in, metal through and possibly get under where the Marys are. I'm yet to put the windbreak around the side. I might struggle on that side with the Poms because they're a bit wider than I expect them to be, but perhaps I'll just bring a bit down from the top edge and let the Poms be the windbreak. But I've used this stuff instead. I don't know if you can really see the difference, but you can see that's not a funny TV screen, that it is a mesh. Those of you that have ever grown carrots will know what it is. In fact, over the back there, someone's using it around theirs. It's EnviroMesh, which is a nylon, I guess. Very fine woven mesh, fine enough for carrot root fly not to go through it, but it will let air through, and I suspect it'll let some rain through. But if it does really belt down, then it's just like raining through a sieve, a very big sieve. So hopefully it'll just take the sting out of it. It might get a certain amount of runoff. I've lapped the joints so that one does overlap the other. It is fairly tall, certainly on the edges, so it shouldn't go anywhere. And I've just fixed it the same as I would with the polythene, just using blocks, and so it is fairly tall. So we shall see. I suppose I could have just taken it three lengths and come as far as the Skimsdale Jane and lift the Poms outside, but I think sometimes you get a little fleck, especially on Go Out the Twilight, which this variety is. There's one coming down there, where the rain, or I'm never sure whether it's rain or insects, just sort of give it a little fleck on the end. But when you've seen them grow, when I've seen them growing under cover or in tunnels from the cold north, they don't seem to have that. Whether it affects the colour or not, we shall see. It's just a chance I'm going to take. The others, covers are up, nice and tall. We'll check that they're up there. And again, I just wrap these pieces of batten round and round the plastic so there's plenty of meat to get hold of, and then pull it as tight as I can and screw it down, and it is pretty tight. It's better when it's warm, which it has been. It's a bit of those things called clouds coming over, because then the polythene gives and it will stretch. And as obviously it gets colder, it tries to contract and it'll just get tauter. So that's that done. We get some lunch from the local shop, and then I'll get the windbreak around the sides. There's a bit of an eggy white coming there, Louis white even, which probably is going to beat the shows, but nice to see a flower. And that's the barrel load of windbreak, which is effectively brick catching net. You can use Roclean, but it's just 4 times the price. But this does just take the sting out of the wind, and I'll also have some lengths that I'll put above possibly the Jill and Mary's, just to try and keep the colour as true as I can. Saying that, so we've seen this one, considering it's had no cover, that's pretty good colour in that bloom. So hopefully the covers, as I've said to you before, they are diffused, 70% light comes through, and I've just noticed the writing. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it does say Biscine Limassol diffuse, use this side inwards. So I couldn't find the writing when I put it up, but by luck I've managed to put it up the right way. If it goes the wrong way, then the diffusing agent, the film on the other side, doesn't do its job. Right, let's get some dinner. Thursday the 17th of August, morning obviously. Just got properly light. Every day you come up, you see change. Our Mary's is still looking lovely. I'm starting to see a few more petals in buds, which is good. Just got a water, covers are holding up. Haven't had any rain, but they've held up. As you can see, all the netting is on. Let's get watering. Morning, Friday the 18th of August. Just do this to round up this video, and then the next one will be showtime, we hope. As you can see, the giants are flying open. I mean, they're still young. A flower like that's probably a Tuesday flower, which won't help me with the shower on Sunday. But it's only probably about 6 or 7 that are that bit early. Size is okay, a large ring, so it's still young, another inch or so on those, and they're the smaller ones. Bit of colour coming. I'd hope that buds like that might make it to Sunday. Might be a vase of 3, maybe a vase of 5 out of those, but more likely a 3. So I'm spinning round here, and hopefully buds like that on Mary's make it as well, because that would be definitely some vases of 5s in there. There's quite a few going through the beds. Louis obviously is the smaller one of the family. I've gone heavier on Aggie. I just think it's a slightly tidier form, and also a bit bigger, so that again is well over, so it's probably about 11 inches now with plenty to go, and some bigger bloom. Looks like they're coming up there. And Bryn, struggle with getting a healthy stock, but this one again doesn't go through the large ring, and that is if we're lucky, half open. There's one or two up here. As you can see, plenty to come. A lot of coloured bud. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a beast. It's just got that look about it. And again, nowhere near the ring. A good 11 or so inches now. But that's what you do get with Brins, see that colour. So you get this colour variance in it. It's more dusky red. Again, the right size, but it doesn't really matter. It's only when you put them together it causes a problem. So we've got not so healthy plants down there where you're getting two colours on the same plant, so that'll be one that get marked to come out, and the same there. Not the true colour and a slightly narrower petal form. I keep on trying to grade it out, but maybe it's time to change the stock. But I like it. Aggie I think I prefer, but just need to sort the colours out. Something like that is truer of Bryn than the dusky. If you looked at just those, then you think you're never going to make a show with them, but they're really only for the national, which I hope I do make with those. There's some buds like that, and there's more to secure in there, but this is the bed we've done the first two takes from, and you can see that first take of 90 are all sitting there at about that stage, and I think they're going to make the show, I hope. So I shouldn't be short of when I'm dying, certainly for the first couple of shows, which will be Essex and Hyde Hall, and then Goldcrest. Again, much of a muchness really, much the same. We're looking at that sort of bud. On the other side, Poms. There's a bit more colour than it looks on the screen, but there's a few flowers coming through. Bit of a funny shape, but they're not too bad for size, certainly those that can put a ring on. That's just these outside ones. So that's get up the twilight. Some hallmark in there, there's a couple of older blooms sitting up this end. Still a bit young, but quite nice. So hopefully, I've just had another water. See the Skelmersdale Jane there, and the softer gleams behind it. And get masses for Essex, but there'll be a fair few if these buds look like they're going to flick any day now. Do flick, and there's one there coming. Still haven't had the covers tested by the rain, but I think we might be getting a bit of drizzle. There's a furthest forward Jane, but if buds like that, another one there, little in full front there. But if buds like that sort of make it, then again there's a few vases amongst them, and they sort of get later as we go through this last row. That's really a national row. Never grown softer gleams before. Certainly when it produces its bud, it starts coming up. This plant pretty much all a bit earlier, and maybe they're Essex, but they do seem to come up strong once they set that bud properly. It's nice to see some colour. There's plenty of it. Don't know what size they're going to be. They don't look like they're going to be small. Right, so next time you see this, you never see me, but see this, hopefully we'll be next week and in full belt coming into the show season. Good luck all. See you at the benches.